This Good Morning Northwest Morning Spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday with the Morning Spread.
President Biden has approved a new arms sale to Israel. Sydney Charles has those details.
It is Navy Week. Allison Martinez live sharing how you can get in on some of the fun.
And Mark has your forecast with another warm, breezy day ahead.
But first, an accounting error could cost 100 Central Washington educators their jobs. The Moses Lake School District has placed its superintendent on administrative leave effective immediately. Assistant Superintendent Carol Lewis will now take over from Monty Sabin, with the district currently in a $20 million budget shortfall. More than half of that shortfall is being blamed on this so-called accounting error.
In a budget planning document, the school district points to $11 million being counted twice, giving the district the illusion that it had more money than it actually did. On top of that, Moses Lake budgeted for more students than it actually had, meaning it didn't get as much funding from the state as it expected. We spoke to the now acting superintendent, Carol Lewis, about what is next for the district. You can find out what she told us in this story on KXLY.com.
And Moses Lake isn't alone in this kind of thing. The Coeur d'Alene School District is dealing with a $6 million budget crisis. One way the district is planning to save money is by switching from a late start to early dismissal on Fridays. This would reduce the number of hours teachers would have to work outside of contracts. Last month, the board also approved closing Bora Elementary in hopes of saving about $1 million.
In our First Alert weather, the First Alert weather app, by the way, still free, still available, and it should be a part of your arsenal on your phone. We do have variable clouds coming down from the northwest. It's really coming to the west and south of us. We're going to see maybe a mountain shower later on today. We're going to be dry, breezy. Right now we're sitting in the low 50s with 58 downtown. Forecast, we're going to have sun and clouds and a high today of 77 degrees.
Idaho State Police are investigating a head-on crash that killed a 45-year-old woman from Pullman. It happened on Highway 95 south of Des Moines, Idaho yesterday morning. The woman died at the scene. Her identity will be released later. Now, the driver of the other car was airlifted to a hospital with critical injuries.
A 47-year-old Coulee City man shot north of Moses Lake is recovering this morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says the man went to discuss some kind of argument with 55-year-old Brian Faircloth at his home. The man then came out with gunshot wounds in his arm and chest. He was eventually airlifted to a Seattle hospital with life-threatening injuries. Faircloth was arrested on first-degree assault charges.
The Riverside School District educator and coach, already facing child sex crimes, is now being charged in federal court as well. Federal prosecutors charging Dallas Schuler with the receipt of child pornography. Now, we do want to warn you, some of the details in this case may be disturbing. Prosecutors said the investigation began with a tip to the FBI in Spokane on May 6th from the FBI's Child Exploitation Operational Unit. The FBI then met with Spokane County Sheriff's deputies and led them to Schuler, who works as a paraeducator at Riverside Elementary School. As outlined in the state charges, Schuler admitted to trading videos of kids having sex.
And the Biden administration has officially started the process to approve a new $1 billion arms deal for Israel. Two congressional sources confirmed that news just yesterday. It's the first arms shipment to Israel since the U.S. announced it was stopping the shipment of another weapons transfer last week. At this time, there is no timeline for when Congress will be notified of the new sale, but coverage on the new deal will continue coming up next on Good Morning America.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is looking for this woman who they say used a fake passport to steal more than $20,000 from two Kashmir Valley banks, one in Leavenworth, one in Cle Elum. If you have any information to help identify her, you are asked to call the Chelan County Sheriff's Office.
Mayor Lisa Brown plans to decommission the track shelter on East Trent in Spokane. This follows the city's audit of its current shelter system. That audit found a warehouse-style shelter like track is not the best way to transition people out of homelessness. No locations for new shelters have been set. The city of Spokane is hopeful these smaller shelters can be tighter knit.
It's Navy Week in Spokane. This week, 70 Navy SEALs are here in town for a whole list of events. This morning, we're here on the field at St. Aloysius Gonzaga Catholic School in Spokane, where the Leapfrogs will be jumping 13,000 feet onto this field for all of the students to see. For more information on how you can check out the Navy SEALs this week, you can head to our website, KXLY.com.
The 5th Street Farmers Market returns today in downtown Coeur d'Alene. It'll run every Wednesday through September. Check out the fresh produce, flowers, pastries, art, music, and more from 4 to 7. Will the weather cooperate for it? We'll check in with Mark one last time after this.